Oh yeah, friends and fam, welcome back to Captain Coleslaw Outdoors with yours truly. And here we are, it is mid-October, and we are kicking off a new mini segment in the Slaw vlog series. Months of October, November, December, and January in the hunting, fishing, and otherwise sportsman's world of Pennsylvania is all about whitetail deer hunting. From archery to rifle to flintlock muzzleloader, there's a diverse amount of seasons which all have their own ecological challenges when chasing deer and looking for success. The deer start in early season where they're not really doing much other than feeding and bedding and are quite predictable in their habits. But then the rut kicks in October, which is when the bucks are traveling, they're becoming more aggressive, they're looking for mates. And then in January, when winter hits, these deer change their behavior altogether in a whole different set of ways in order to try to get through the winter and get through into that next spring so they can start their fiscal year of life all over again. So this series is promising to bring you a little bit of diversity in the deer hunting scope. We're going to do all kinds of different hunting. We're going to hunt with friends, we're going to hunt with family, we're going to hunt in different locations with different strategies and bring you everything that we can along the way to show you how we find success and enjoyment in what we do as deer hunters. Now, deer hunting is a special part of me because this was the hunting I learned growing up, which really changed my perceptions on how I viewed myself as a sportsman. Deer hunting is mentally and physically taxing. It requires a ton of patience, a grand understanding of the ecosystem that you live in, but that success that you find is unparalleled and will stick with you forever. And for a lot of people, completely changes their perception on hunting for the better. So we're going to start this series on the second hunt of the season. It's early season, so there's still a lot of green in the trees. We're hunting an area back at home where I have a whole lot of deer concentrated near food and bedding, and their travel patterns are pretty predictable. So this video starts on hunt number 2, where we go back out into this area, which we scouted very hard, put cameras up, hung stands, and see if we can get it done on our first meet of the season. So, without further ado, let's go into that hunt. Let me show you how it all went down, and maybe you can learn a little bit more about archery hunting, as this early season archery hunting provides all kinds of opportunities to learn about deer and their behavior. So, let's get right into it. I'll see you guys in the woods. Oh yeah, we're back. This is our second sit of the 2020 archery season, and what we're trying to do today is we're using the wind to creep in close. So the other day we did an observation sit and we were able to see some really good deer movement in and out of this area, mainly associated with bedding and feeding on acorns on this bench property area that we've been looking at. Most people don't like to archery hunt in the wind because the deer, they don't really move in the wind and they don't move in the warmth. The warmth tires them out, makes them feel a little uncomfortable. The wind doesn't do much better for them because they can't hear danger. Well, that is exactly what we're going to use to our advantage because we have an idea of where these deer are bedding and where they want to be, and we're going to use the wind to get in close. So we're actually going right back to the same stand we did the observation sit in. This wind is hopefully going to help us cover our approach so there's no crosswind that deer are going to expose themselves to where they might pick up our scent based off of where they're sitting and hanging out right now. Being that this is early season, I have no problem shooting a buck or a doe right now. We obviously want to take a big buck, but if we can get a lone doe with no fawns, we're going to put meat in the freezer. This area has a high density of deer, and it's almost to the point where it's so high that they need a little bit of a reduction in numbers so they don't overwhelm their food sources to the point of overexploitation. If their food sources completely disappear, the deer disappear with them. So I think we're going to have to take more than just one deer out of here ethically and legally, of course, in order to help ensure the health of the ecosystem for the long term. So I'm going to throw my camo on, and we're going to get out in the stand, and we're going to go see if we can go bag ourselves the first deer of 2020. So we're all strapped in here. It's windier than heck. It's warm. It's a little bit over 70 degrees. We didn't bump any deer out of here on the way in, which is good. We worked slow. We only moved when the wind was blowing to kind of help us. The wind is kind of blowing where I want it to, but it's not exactly where I want it to be. But I think it's going to be good enough that if anything's bedded away and down the hill from us, to my right, it would be to the west. I think that we will be able to see some deer movement without us knowing they're here. Again, early season, these deer are still in these tight little patterns from food to bedding, and the highways in between are pretty constant. If I get a mature doe in front of me, I'm going to take her, but man, the first buck I see legal, he's going to have to be really, really small for me to not take an opportunity at him. You gotta do what you gotta do. Chances are limited. This is only our second sit, but it might be good to shoot the does now before the bucks start roaming, and we can just wait until the rut begins, where the does will be producing a lot of scent in this area that will attract bucks looking to breed. Right now, everyone's just worried about food and sleep. So hopefully this wind keeps up. Hopefully it switches into a good direction and holds there, and hopefully we see some deer activity later this afternoon. She got spooky and she didn't look very big. I really didn't want to waste an arrow on her. You know, you get those opportunities
to seize a deer like that, but you know in your gut you have a chance of killing something bigger, better, and with a lot more significance to you as the hunter. I'm not kicking myself all that much for letting one small doe go. It's about 4 o'clock now, and the wind is starting to finally die down, become a little bit more predictable. That's going to help us hear incoming deer. Hopefully they follow the track of that doe that came through here as kind of a beacon of safety. Sometimes deer will track each other because they know this area has danger. So if one doe comes through and there's no smell predator with her, they'll just follow her track right to where she's heading in order to ensure their safety. We got a couple hours still before dark, before we gotta get out of here anyway. If we're lucky, we might just pull this off. Dramatically stopped. It's actually rising up the hill right behind us, straight up, which means it's not blowing in this thicket anymore. That's fantastic because these deer have been moving down, up and down through this thicket. The deer that was bedded there came into us earlier, but if that's all that's bedded, that means that deer will probably be skirting this and moving through this when they do get on their feet and start moving. It's pretty cool when you get a fox running right underneath you like that. You know your concealment is fairly good. And if we can get a deer to come in on that side of the tree just like he did, we'll never know what hit him. It's dark in here. It's not dark outside yet, but it's dark in this thicket. And I feel like these deer are going to be moving around in here before they move out to fields and more open areas to eat. This should be a really good last 3 hours, or 2.5 hours, whatever you want to call it. Just gotta keep grinding at this point, and I think we will be blessed with opportunity. That's what you have to believe out here. This game will drive your patience to its most extreme. But if you're doing it right, and you put in your time, opportunity will arise. And that's what we're banking on. she was getting finicky. Because she was starting to look up at me like she could like wind my down scent going down to her. And I put the shot right behind her shoulder. I mean, she was tumbling. That deer's down. Yes. First kill with the bow this year, baby. Brought to you right here on the camera. Wow. Alright, we're gonna let her sit for about 30 minutes. And then we'll go track her down and go get her together. Let's go. Nice. Big doe down, big doe. Oh, let's go.
What's up, brother?
We got a freezer queen down, buddy.
Did you find her already?
Oh, dude, I'm watching her from my stand.
That's awesome.
No, dude, it's a freaking big doe. I had to shoot. Like, I
Sweet.
figure I'd shoot one now, leave the rest for buck bait later when they come into heat. But
Yeah,
big senile doe, didn't have any fawns, so I let her have it.
that's awesome, man. You
Yeah.
need help?
Actually, would you mind?
No, I really wouldn't. I'm game. I like helping with that kind of stuff.
All right. See you, dude.
Alright, see you in a bit.
All right, bye-bye. Hey, my dude!
Dude, congrats, man.
Congrats, buddy.
Man, got it on film, too.
Did you?
Yep.
That's awesome.
We're filming right now. Say hi.
How's everybody doing?
I know she's right there, so I'm just gonna wait. So I waited like 10 minutes or so, and then I watched her roll down the hill. So I'm pretty sure she's done.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know exactly
How far
where she's at.
was she from you?
17 yards.
Last time you saw her? Like 70, 80?
60 yards from
Okay,
me.
sweet.
It won't be a hard drag. We'll just drag it right up to the trail, and then we'll just drive the truck up, pick her up, drive up to the top, and then we'll just swirl back
Awesome,
down.
man.
It'll be nice and easy.
Let's go grab her.
Yeah!
Where was she standing on this trail?
She was right here.
Oh, okay.
She was right here, and she actually was walking this way, and she turned, and I hit her this way.
Oh, okay.
So, like,
And then she just beelined right over there.
right this way.
Here's your arrow.
Found it.
Yeah. Right here.
Half of it's still in her.
Yep. Yes, it is. Well, that's a good thing, actually. She's still there. Here, hold up. That's definitely her. That's a deer.
Yeah, that's her.
Just be easy.
Oh, she's dead. Her head is downside.
Is it? Okay.
She gone.
Awesome. She looks girthy, bro.
She rolled right there. Go down, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's done.
She's freaking done, man.
Let's go.
Congrats.
Wow. That's a hefty deer right there. This is the earliest I've ever shot a deer.
Really?
Yeah, earliest in the year. That. A big old donkey face.
Yeah, she's a good doe, man.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, definitely a probably three-year-old deer.
Mature.
Yeah, for sure. Good, healthy animal. And I mean, you know, back in this area, you have to take some does out because the population is just so freaking high that if you leave too many of them, they overbrowse their
Yeah.
ecosystem. There's
Too much
no-
competition at that point.
Yeah, and it limits your how many deer. Ultimately, if the food is consumed too quick and too much by too many deer, not only do your deer's health suffer, but your bucks don't have as big of a rack.
Mhm.
There's not as much food for other game animals. and it really just can have a toll on the entire ecosystem. Plus, if your oak trees die and there's no young oak trees regenerating from all these acorns, there's nothing to replenish this forest when those oak trees die, and you lose the fungi species, you lose the bird species, you lose everything. So she'll go to good use. She'll be used for the freezer.
Thank God.
We'll fill her up, we'll clean her up and get her out of here. Can't complain with that, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Beautiful meat though, that's for sure.
Yes, sir. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Like and subscribe if you like this archery hunt stuff. We're not done though. We're not done.
Oh, heck no.
Heck no. We got a bucks to chase. We jumped a big one on the way in here.
Yeah.
Just with the truck though, not with in person. And then we got hopefully kills from Garrett and maybe even a kill from our boy Z, who you haven't seen yet, but you'll meet. He's a character.
Oh yes, he is.
So, until next time, shoot straight, stay strong. That's it. See you on the next one.